Okay guys, so welcome back to Elevating Traders, and today we'll be talking everything about risk management. Now, if you've been struggling with your risk management, or you want to develop a plan for your risk management, or you just want to see how you can take your risk management to another level, then I do want to introduce you to Mesa AI, which is our risk management specialist, and she can help you with all your needs in terms of managing risk for a certain pair, stop loss placement, how to adjust your stop loss, position sizing, potential unique problems you may face, and if you just want to develop a plan that you can follow and make sure that you're not too emotional because you already have that system in place, that process in place. And today I was going to ask you a few questions, show you how you can get the best of Mesa AI to really take your risk management to another level. So if you do join the Elevating Traders Telegram group, you can do that through the website. Once you do, you'll be taken to this channel. Now, when you do get to the channel, you can click on Mesa AI, which is the general group conversation, but this is the direct message to Mesa. So this is a private chat. Again, they both do offer the same opportunities. It's just with Mesa in the private chat, it's just for you yourself to have a conversation with, and the group is for general discussion with other people. So with this AI agent, I can ask many questions regarding risk management and how to maximize my plan and make sure I get the best out of my risk management approach. And in general, let's say you're interested to see how you can improve your risk management in general. What are the best practices to do when it comes to risk management? And we can ask that exact question to Miss Mesa AI right now. So I asked Mesa AI, what are the best practices when it comes to risk management? And again, in a few moments, we got this response. So you can see a very, very detailed response on the tips, tricks, advice, which you can use to really get the best out of your risk management. You can see we talked about defining risk initially, using position sizing, implement stop loss orders, establish your profit targets, diversify your portfolio, limit your leverage use, set daily, weekly stop loss limits, etc., maintaining a journal. Again, all of these are very helpful practices to make sure that you're not only managing risk, but staying true to that plan and potentially even limiting your drawdown because all your risk is being already predefined. You're not doing it in the moment, which is notoriously when it's the worst time to be deciding risk. But you can see a very detailed response, but potentially might have a unique problem because again, this is more kind of general advice to every trader in terms of managing risk, maintaining journals, setting daily and week stop loss limits. This is very good advice, but for everyone. But what if you have a specific problem? Let's say that you're managing a trading account. Let's say you might be down 20% at the moment, and you have a situation where every time you start the week, you take a lot of trades, you lose a lot of trades potentially, you blow up very quickly, and you want to learn or understand how you potentially could limit this. How can you manage your risk better throughout the week? Maybe you struggle a lot with Bitcoin. What's the best approach to solving that problem? Okay, so now we've asked for more of a specific problem to us. We asked Mesa AI, I want help on a specific problem. I'm currently down 20% on my trading account, and I noticed that I blow up quickly at the start of the week. Give me an actionable plan to help manage my risk. And in response, we've got a very detailed structured plan to approach that. So the immediate assessment, evaluate current positions, review all open trades, identify which positions are causing the losses, determine if they should be closed or kept open to prevent any further losses, determining remaining capital, calculate your balance after the 20% drawdown to understand how much capital you have left for your trading, set stop loss limits, adjust your position sizing, limit your trading activity, consider 1 to 3 high probability trades instead of several smaller positions throughout the week, develop a routine pre-market analysis, each day spend 30 minutes reviewing your market analysis, implement enhanced risk controls, emphasis on the risk management, and the weekly report, kind of end of weekly analysis to review your trades and what you're and the positions you're taking. So now we're getting a bit more of a detailed response on actually our situation, the down 20%, the fact that we blow up quickly during the week. How can we spread our risk throughout the week? How can we slow that bleeding down? And what do we do to get out that whole of 20% drawdown? Let's say that you trade a lot of Bitcoin. Maybe Bitcoin is the reason why you're down that 20%. Maybe your stop loss position is not tight or too tight, or you want to see if it can be improved. So you can ask a question like, how volatile is Bitcoin? What would you recommend? How large would you recommend my stop loss be when trading Bitcoin? Okay, so I asked Mesa AI, how volatile is Bitcoin and how wide do you recommend I set my stop loss? So you can see historic volatility is giving us historically what BTC has done on average. High volatility compared to traditional assets. Daily price movements can range from 2% to over 10% and more. So we're giving that kind of historic information on how Bitcoin does move. Now again, a recommendation, a common method to measure volatility is through the average true range. The indicator shows that the average price range high to low of a specific period, e.g. 14 days. For Bitcoin, the ATR often over exceeds 2% per day during high volatility. So we know that, okay, if Bitcoin is very sensitive right now, very volatile right now, we know we can potentially see more than 2% in a day. That gives us information for when it's setting a stop loss, especially in those heightened periods. In recent volatility levels determines a specific stop loss level. Check the current ATR for Bitcoin, which reflects volatility over the past few days, last few weeks. And this gives us a brief guide on where to put our stop loss. And then we've got the recommendation, given Bitcoin's volatility, a general rule of thumb is to set your stop loss between 1.5 to 2 times the ATR, for example. So again, this is an example. If Bitcoin ATR for Bitcoin is 5%, and of course you're going to times that by 1.5 or 2, and that will give you your ideal or for that particular volatility, that kind of sensible stop loss setting. Of course, if it's more volatile, you can adjust that as well. So now we've got recommendations of how to best use our stop loss in a market like Bitcoin. Of course, you could do this for euro dollar, you could do this for pound dollar, you could do this for oil, the S&P, etc. So you're not just setting your risk limits blindly, you're actually setting them in tune with the market you're trading. Now, let's say you want to just calculate your lot size. Let's say you're looking to trade Euro USD and you want to find the correct position size for your next trade. Okay, so I asked Mesa AI, I'm about to trade Euro USD. My account size is $10,000. My stop loss is 40 pips, and I want to risk 2% of my account. How big should my lot size be? And here you can see it's doing calculations. It even gave you a formula to use if you want to use that, if you're looking to use code. But as you can see, the conclusion, you should trade with 0.5 standard lots for your stop for your USD trade, risking 2% of your account for 40 pips. So again, you can calculate your stop loss across different markets, commodities, cryptocurrencies. So you don't have to guess your position size and kind of just go with the flow. You can get the correct position size for the amount that you want to risk on the capital you are trading. So if you do want to improve your risk management, whether you're looking for advice on a specific problem, your kind of general approach to risk management, what the best practices, if you want to learn how to set appropriate stop losses for a certain market, Bitcoin is very volatile, especially compared to euro dollar. You want to give yourself a bit more room on a market like Bitcoin than Euro USD. And of course, Mesa AI can actually show you how much room you should be giving, how volatile actually is Bitcoin and how volatile is Euro USD, and even when do they fluctuate? How volatile is Bitcoin when we have large economic events like NFP, for example? So you can adjust your stop loss and really set appropriate and sensible stop losses for the conditions you're trading. And of course, if you want to do quick calculations, find out your correct lot sizes, you can do that and a lot more. If you have found this video useful, guys, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. A lot more coming your way. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.